Coming up on today's show, we're going to break down the 3 roster moves that Joe Schoen and the Giants made today, the day before training camp gets rolling, which means Giants football is back. And if you're excited that the Giants are back, hit that thumbs up icon right now. Giants fans, what's going on? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we're going to break down the 3 roster moves that Joe Schoen made as he is gearing up for training camp. There was 1 player signed. There were 2 players that were cut. Let's dive into it. The first player that the Giants, and the only player the Giants signed today, is Tashawn Bower. The question you might be asking yourself is, who is Tayshawn Bower? Well, let's break it down. He's a player that was an undrafted free agent in the 2017 NFL draft, and he's really popped around the NFL a little bit. He's the guy that has spent a couple of years with a couple of different teams, but he's a New Jersey native. He's 6'5", 250 pounds. What's awesome is he was ranked as the number 4 prospect in the state of New Jersey by ESPN out of Livingston, New Jersey. He went to Immaculata High School. He also spent 4 seasons at LSU where he had 60 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and 5.5 sacks. He's played in 26 games in his NFL career, including 3 starts, and he's spent a couple of years with the Minnesota Vikings. He's also spent time with the New England Patriots and with the Las Vegas Raiders. I asked our Las Vegas Raiders insider about Tayshawn Bower, and he said, really stand-up guy. Not the most talented individual in the world, but a really hard worker, respected in the locker room, and he was a preseason legend for the Raiders last season. We told you that he's played 26 games in his NFL career, only 23 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 2 QB hits. He's someone that's definitely going to have to come in and earn a roster spot, though, for the New York Giants. The Giants could use another edge rusher, and while Bower isn't someone that's going to bend the edge and put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks in third and long situations and third down plays, he's someone that has a lot of grit. He's got a really good initial punch off the line of scrimmage. He can get off defenders and really be a factor in the run game. He's more of a run stopper than a pass rusher, but he's someone that's not the most talented guy. So he's ever going to have to fight to make this roster, and we'll find out if he does in the next couple of weeks. And we'll take a look at that defensive line depth chart coming up around the corner. But first, welcome Bower to the New York Giants. Type TB down in the comment section. Welcome Bower to the New York Football Giants. With Bower being signed, the Giants did release an edge rusher, and that is Ellerson Smith. The Giants have waived Elerson Smith. He's also dealing with an injury, so it's a waive injured type of thing. He was a 4th-round draft pick in the 2021 NFL draft. And anytime you select a player in the 4th round just 2 NFL drafts ago and you cut him, that's never a good sign. And it's just not, the cards have not been in favor of Ellerson Smith. He's not been able to stay healthy. He hasn't been able to stack games in the NFL. He's only played in 13 games for the New York Giants, where he's only had 11 tackles, never had a sack, never had a tackle for loss, only 2 QB hits, 1 forced fumble. This is a guy that a lot of people thought coming out of the University of Northern Iowa that he was going to have kind of untapped potential. He was a guy that's 6'5", was fast, tested really well, but he was never able to put it all together. Injuries held him back, and now you have a 4th-round pick selected in the 2021 NFL Draft that's no longer on this football team, which means it's another failed Dave Gettleman pick. Dave, we appreciate you once again for being a terrible general manager. Now you look, though, at the Giants' defensive line depth chart, and it gets a little bit deeper now with the signing of Bryant. You have 2 Bryants now on this team. You just signed Bower, who is not mentioned on this depth chart, but he is there. We just ran out of spots, to be quite frank with you. But you still got the top dogs and Thibodeau and Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence and Azeez Ojulari. But now there's going to be a real competition to see who those backup edge rushers are going to be. Is it going to be Tommen Fox? Is it going to be O'Shane Ximines? Is it going to be Ryder Anderson? I think the Giants could still benefit from signing a veteran pass rusher at this point, but I don't know if that's currently in the cards for Joe Schoen in the New York Giants. We're going to break down the other and the final roster move that the Giants made today. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because this is why you subscribe. When the Giants make a move, when the Giants do anything, we're going to get you guys a video as soon as possible. Shoot, when Saquon Barkley signs at 6 a.m., we're going to put out a video as soon as possible. So go down right now, hit that big red sub button, and sub for Giant Stubs. The last move that Joe Schoen and the Giants made the day before NFL training camp begins is they have waived safety Trenton Thompson. He was only on the Giants for 1 year, only played in one game for the Giants this year, but they had to make room for Saquon Barkley, as he is now a part of the 90-man roster. So you take a look at what this safety position looks like, and you got Xavier McKinney, your big dog safety, playing that free safety spot. He will be in line and due for a big contract extension coming up in the offseason. And then it's really a battle for that strong safety starting spot. Is it going to be Jason Pinnock? Is it going to be Dane Belton? Could it be the rookie Javarius Owens out of U of H? We've heard him look really, really good in camp and through the offseason workout so far this summer. Or could it be free agent signing Bobby McCain, who a lot of people thought, myself included, could be the Julian Love replacement, because he does a little bit of everything. He can line up in the slot. He can line up deep. He can play outside corner. He could be that versatile DB that Julian Love was, but he's more of a veteran not as physical of a player. But all these roster moves, man, I can smell it. I can feel it. Giants football is so back. I know that there's no football being played. There's no games that we can watch. There's nobody that we can get mad at during a Sunday. We can't quite yell at the refs yet. But man, oh man, Giants football is back. Saquon Barkley is back. Joe Schoen is making moves, making a couple of different changes at the back end of this roster. Giants football, it's back, ladies and gentlemen. And it gets started tomorrow, because that's when training camp gets rolling. The rookies have already been in East Rutherford at the practice facility for over a week. The veterans, they reported today, and that's why I think it was such a big deal for Barkley to get that deal done heading into today, because he wanted to be at training camp, and the Giants wanted him to be there. But the first practice will be tomorrow on July 26th, and we're going to be breaking down training camp practice every day on this channel. So subscribe and turn notifications on. If you were living under a rock, the news of the day was Saquon Barkley signing a one-year deal with the New York Football Giants. Rappaport broke the news early this morning, saying the Giants and star running back Saquon Barkley agreed to terms on a new one-year deal worth up to $11 million. As Barkley gives himself a chance to beat the franchise tag, he gets a $2 million signing bonus. And I thought this tweet from Spotrac was really important. Really good site for calculating how much players make and where the Giants' salary cap sits. He said if Saquon Barkley maxes out his restructured deal in 2023, he'll earn $11 million, and that would increase his franchise value for the 2024 season of up to $13.2 million, or a $24.2 million payout over the this season and next season. The only people making more than $24.5 or $24.2 million over the first 2 years at the running back position is Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. Saquon Barkley said he didn't want to be the highest paid back. He believes he's the best back. Well, I'd say the Giants are paying you a pretty damn good penny over the next 2 years, making you a top 3 highest paid back in the National Football League. A lot of news coming out today about the New York Football Giants. That's why you got to keep it locked and loaded on this channel. Subscribe, turn the notifications on, and remember, another way that you can stay up to date on everything Big Blue is over on my Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Give me a follow over there, and we can chop it up about your New York Football Giants.